Good evening, everyone, my friends. Good evening, Pak Nugi. I'm going to present research done by Nguyen Quang Tao entitled An Investigation into the Content Validity of a Vietnamese Standardized Test of English Proficiency, which is called V-Step Level 3 to 5 on Reading Tests. Well, there are four skills in that test: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. But the researcher only take the reading skill, one focus only, and this level is equivalent with CFR level B1 to C1. CFR stands for Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. B1 is in this level, intermediate, to the expert C1. Okay. There are two research questions here. First, to what extent is the content of the reading test compatible with the test specification? So the researcher compare the test paper with the test specification. And then number two, to what extent do the reading test results reflect its content validity? So the researcher compare the score, the reading test result, with the test specification. And then there are three main theories here from Behman L. and Palmer A. In the year of 1996, stated that there are six significant qualities. First, reliability; two, authenticity; three, practicality; four, interactiveness; five, impact; and last but not least, this one also important, the test validity. This is the one that trying to be dig by the researcher. So according to Behman, in the year of 1990, this one without Palmer, demonstrating that a test is relevant to and covers a given area of content or ability is a necessary part of validation. And then next, Behman also mentioned that the model for reading characteristics input involves length, language of input, domain, and text level. We will see it later in the category of the findings. This is what the researchers trying to find in the test paper and test specification. And then methodology, the researchers use both qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative when the researchers have to interview the three reviewers from these three experienced lecturers about the test paper and test specification, and then quantitative from the results of the test paper of the examinees. And then okay, let's talk a bit further about this test. The instrument is V-Step level 3 to 5. This is a test that is already used by Vietnamese from 2015, and the researchers trying to conduct research on this University of Languages and International Studies (ULIS) and Vietnam National University in the level of 3 to 5, which is equivalent with CFR level B1 to C1. And the researchers also use this this software, Complete Lexical Tutor Software version 6.2 Readability Index. This is to find out the list of vocabulary, the level of vocabulary based on frequency. So the researcher will know this level of vocabulary from this software. Next, the findings and discussion. First, related to the first research question, Bahman and Palmer's framework is uh, using the nature of reading and characteristic of reading test. So there are two nature of this one, characteristics of the input and characteristics of the responses. The input is included this one, the length, language of input, domain, text level. And the characteristic of response is on the response type and reading skills. We'll find out further in the next finding. This is the one that I mentioned. So characteristics of input, length, language of input, domain, and text level. Here we have length. From the task specification, it is demanded that passage to 1 to 3 should be about 400 words per passage, and yes, it meets the requirement, the demand 400, 450, around that one. And then passage 4, around 500 words per passage. It's 503. Okay, so it match. And then language of input, vocabulary. In vocabulary, passage 1 and 2 demands mostly high frequency words with some low frequency words. And here K1 plastic, K2 is 90, 80 to 90, so it's okay here, K1 and K2. And then here passage 3 and 4, more low frequency words are expected. Here only 77, it means that uh, the task paper has more difficult question than is expected. It's also stated by the three reviewer later. Okay. And then for grammar, passage 1 to 3 should be combination of simple, compound, and complex sentence. And passage 4, majority of compound and complex. So we've got simple here, but in the reality, in the test paper, passage 1, 2, 3, 4, the majority is compound and complex sentence. There's no simple sentence here, which is also mentioned later in the qualitative result done use the three reviewers. And then in the domain, the passage should belong to one of the four domains, like it could be personal, public, educational, and occupational. Well, in the task paper, we have, yes, passage 1 and 2, educational domain, and passage 3 and 4, public domain. So it matched the expectation. And then next, the text level, passage 1 should be B1 level. And here, correct, it meets the demand. And then passage 2 and 3, B2 level, it's B. And passage 3 here, level C. So it is more difficult than is expected, that is in the task specification. Passage 4, C1 level, here C. Okay, so it meets the expectation. Next, the reading skill. In here, the type of the response, multiple choice questions with four options, it match. And then all of them, this reading skills as well, for main idea, reference, and vocabulary in context, all of them are matched. And then for answering research question number 2, whether the to what extent the reading test results reflect its content validity. The researchers trying to use analysis of the test or using this one, descriptive statistic, and the IRT model. What is it? I'll explain further. Descriptive statistics is this one. So in this statistic, we know that the mean here is 15. So from 1 to 40 questions, there are 40 questions there in the test. The average, the mean is 15. It means that the mean score is 15 here, 15.080. It means that it is relatively low, and the skewness here is to 0.288. It means that the score distribution is slightly skewed to the right here. It it means that the reading test was rather difficult here. For the measure here, the item measure is 0.00, and it and this one is 1 1 2. Infit and outfit is 1 and 1.03. It means that it is between the range from 0.8 to 1.2 for the mean square, which means that this is within the desirable range. So it is safe to say that the data fit the model expectation for both person and item. And next one, oh, this is what I call IRT, the item response theory. So this is from the score and this is from the test paper. And next one, for the qualitative research, for the qualitative result, we have it from the 3 reviewers, which discuss it with the researchers, and this is a finding. There are fewer B1 low question, which I have mentioned earlier, which mean and more B1 mid, B2 low, B2 mid questions. It means that the test paper is more difficult than the test specifications. And for the purpose, since this question is focusing on 3 specific levels, which is level 3 to 5, equivalent to CEFR B1 to C1, the 3 reviewers did not see it as spreading to A1, A2, and C2 because they cannot find this kind of level questions. Okay, thank you for your time and attention. God bless you.